What's up?
I'm Marissa.
I keep forgetting to say my name. That's what she said. I'm Jenna.
I'm Marissa, and welcome back to Craziest Mother Podcast.
Real life happens.
And best friends help.
Coffee doesn't hurt. What an intro.
Yeah,
What a way to start.
We got this. So we have our guest host for spooky season. We have Titty Head.
Whoop whoop.
Mr. Tittyhead for those that like to be more formal.
Mr. Titty Head.
Ooh.
That's
I feel so honored.
Mr. Titty Head for you. You need that on a damn shirt now.
Oh, definitely.
Mr. Titty Head. That's wonderful.
I'm enjoying the guest rounds.
I'm going to make a shirt, a pair of boobs on my head, and it'll just say Mr. Titty Head on the top.
We just have our merch now. I think that we're just gonna.
Yeah,
that's
we're gonna create
Tittyhead is gonna be our mascot.
Oh my god. Yes.
I'm down.
Sold.
Can we first just go into how that became your nickname too?
Yes, I have.
That's actually a pretty boring story. I was tailgating at a Motley Crue show, and it was actually when I met Tim.
Mm-hmm.
It was the day I met Tim, which is Mike's cousin, your husband.
Yes.
And somebody just screamed, "Hey, Tittyhead!" And I look over, and so that became my name.
Because you just answered to it flawlessly.
Oh my god.
And how long ago was this?
2008.
Oh wow! All right, so we were rocking with the Tittyhead for at least a decade now. So it's kind of just stuck. It's not Uncle Tittyhead. That's great.
That's for the kids.
That's for the kids. Uncle
For all the
Tittyhead.
kids out there listening, this is Uncle Tittyhead.
Don't just go walk around saying Tittyhead all willy-nilly, okay?
Yeah.
Watch your mouth.
Either Mr.
It's Uncle Tittyhead,
Mr.
okay?
or Uncle. That's wonderful.
So I just met Tittyhead for the first time today, but so Marissa knew Tittyhead beforehand.
Yes.
So how did you guys meet?
It was a Halloween party. So fitting for this episode.
Yes.
Yes, perfect.
That year, my costume was Sexy Chewbacca.
I have a lot of questions, but I'm going to pause that until you're finished. Continue on.
And she walks in, she sees this large man, I was over 350 pounds at the time, with a Chewbacca mask, a bikini top, and a thong.
Yes. And it's like the first time I'm meeting like his cousin and all their friends too.
And I see Mike, and I'm running over to give him a big hug.
Oh my god. And I don't mean this offensive to this large guy.
This is exactly how she meets me. And then I could just hear her thinking, like, why couldn't I meet him before Mike?
I was like,
I missed
this is fucking awesome.
I'm just picturing you and my brother Jay would get along so well. My brother Jay also lost a ton of weight, and he used to, he would dress up in all crazy stuff, but he's that same personality. So I'm just picturing him, because we used to tease, like, he used to do, what's that?
Party Boy?
Yeah, the Truffle Shuffle.
Truffle Shuffle's when you listen
yeah,
to
that.
Okay.
So I'm just picturing my brother Jay, because my brother Jay listens. I could just picture him, like, literally in the Sexy Chewbacca, just all 350 pounds, just Fabioing it through the air.
And
they're like, and the best part is they're like, this is Tittyhead. I'm like, what? Does it get better? It does. Like, I'm Tittyhead and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how I view life. I'm Tittyhead and I don't give a fuck.
That's another t-shirt. That's another t-shirt.
With a Chewbacca face, I'm Tittyhead and I don't give a fuck.
But it's just like I picture the pose, like the hand on the ass. That's great.
Oh my god.
And that wasn't the only time I was dressed up as Tittyhead. Preston and Steve had a belly flop contest.
And this was while you were still
This was 2019.
Oh,
so I was still large and in charge.
Yes.
So they introduced me as Sexy Chewbacca. I spoke as Chewbacca and had my friend translate it.
Oh my god.
Who did the translating?
My friend Lauren. I don't think you ever met her. But she's a huge Star Wars nerd.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and I was like, just wing it. Just
I think my brother might actually leave his wife for you.
Impression for us.
I'm upset I didn't meet you 31 years ago.
The fucking best episode ever.
So you're Sexy Chewbacca and belly flopped. That's great. This is a dumb question because I don't know Star Wars. Is it she just like you already had a dialogue made out for her to translate?
No.
She just won it?
She just won it.
Oh, she just
She's-
won it?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh my god, it's fucking
I just
great.
had her wing it.
That is great. So did you win?
No.
How long did you talk for?
It was just like a quick little 5-second interview thing.
Okay.
And then you had music come out, you do your thing. I was wearing swim trunks, but I had my thong on underneath. So I
Oh
went
my
on the
God.
diving board when the music started playing. I had them playing that like 1940s burlesque music
Oh my god. I can't believe how did you not fucking win?
because I didn't have a good belly flop.
I would've said
it was
fuck the belly flop.
There was a legit
contest.
contest.
That's
I don't
great.
know why I thought that was like a Halloween thing.
No, it happened. It was in the middle of the summer.
That's
so
fantastic.
I'm wearing this big ass Chewbacca mask in the middle of July,
God.
sweating my ass off.
Oh my god.
How was the mask? Did the mask survive the belly?
Oh yeah, I still have it.
That's great.
God.
My
My have to
God.
come on again and just fucking. We're gonna have Chewbacca come on in a few episodes.
And I'll just speak as Chewbacca the entire time.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
shit.
fucking great.
That's wonderful.
Do you still have that costume? The whole thing?
It won't fit.
That wasn't my question. I might. That is just. Do you still have it though? Like Jay.
I just have the mask.
Oh
But
my God.
I could buy everything else again.
That is
just in the
fantastic.
right
I
size.
I feel like you need to make that like a literal mascot and like go to parties, like how people.
I would hire you. You would do really great, like a
Come out.
college party where everyone's high. Oh my god, they lose their shit.
Oh
That would be a great thing. That is
Especially
fantastic.
speaking in Chewbacca. Dude, do you go to like Comic-Con and stuff?
I go to horror conventions.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So, but I don't dress up. I just mostly just look at the vendors, meet the actors.
So cool.
I've met probably
That was my next question.
I've met probably every single main horror franchise. I've met Doug Bradley, who played Pinhead. I met Robert Englund,
Wow.
who played Freddy Krueger.
That's amazing.
I met 15 different Jasons. I've met the original Michael Myers.
That's
Wow.
fucking awesome.
And I have all pictures to prove it to you. So
That's
I'm not
great.
just
That,
talking
I
out of my
remember
ass.
Pinhead.
That'd
I've
be-
seen that movie. Shit. I remember I was maybe like 5 or 6. And my dad was watching. They're like, "Oh, you gotta go upstairs. You gotta go upstairs." And like I was creeping on the steps, and like I saw like he like slowly turned. And I was like, "Ah!" And they're like, "Told you to get the fuck upstairs."
Oh my god. Like, let's just go out of order and do ODM later because now I want to start talking about horror because we're already
Yeah,
into it.
we're gonna skip there. Damn.
So what was your like? Do you remember the very first the first horror movie you've ever seen?
Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Nightmare on Elm Street was my first one too. My brother put it on while he was babysitting. me.
Yeah, that was one of mine.
I think seeing that first helped me to like not be too fazed by slasher movies because but then the first haunted one I seen, like the one that scarred me, is gonna sound so dumb, but The Sixth Sense. I saw The Sixth Sense.
There's a lot of freaky stuff in that movie.
Yeah.
And it was PG-13, but it still had a lot of graphic material.
did.
Like the girl throwing up and
the girl under the bed.
the girl under the bed.
That's what scarred me.
The guy who is like got
The kid in the tent, those heads blown off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that scarred me the most, this might be silly, was 13 Ghosts. And the
That's
scene
one of my
That's the-
favorites.
with like the girl. Oh god, I'm gonna get. It shows like the girl in the shower for like
Yes.
the longest time. I mean, like I probably even did it last week. I'm always like, there's no bitches gonna like pop out behind.
I
Is that
think
the
that's-
one that had the knife and the scars all over the
Yes.
place?
Yes.
Mm.
That's one of my favorites. That
It
movie's
is.
a classic.
I liked The Sixth Sense. Like creeped me out, but I loved the storyline.
The story was
behind
great.
it. Like I love that he not only does he have like thrilling and chilling movies. Not to be like cliche with that, but the storyline behind them.
Yeah, he's
It's really
he's
good.
fantastic. He's coming out with one. I literally went to see Halloween Ends last night. Is it the something? It's with the doll.
We were just talking about it.
Megan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see a preview for it yet?
Not yet. My sister literally just told me about it this morning. When I was
Yeah,
watching
you're gonna
the movie.
have to watch it because it. I mean, I've seen the Annabelle movies and stuff, but this one it's just uncomfortable. It's like I just like sometimes I like uncomfortable, like not too like don't you don't have to like blow my balls off scary, but like that one's fucking uncomfortable because she's more than a doll, not quite there, and it's just fucking weird. It's weird. It's one of the movies, so I can't wait to see it though. It's really good.
And, well, people have these weird fears of dolls too, so that they play off of that.
Yeah.
I wonder what that is. And clowns, I don't understand.
It's all psychological. Oh,
I used to be freaked out from like the porcelain dolls because I used to
Their
have
black
them,
eyes.
and well, I always felt like their eyes were following me. Like when I was a kid, I used to put them outside of my bedroom, like literally.
It's not a doll, but my grandmother had one of them pictures of Jesus where it looks like the eyes are following you.
Mm-hmm. My mom had one in her bedroom.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then so I would sleep over her. This is actually how I was introduced to horror movies. I would sleep over my grandmother's house. She lived next door to me. And my mother always said, don't let them watch the scary movies. Don't let them watch the scary movies. Okay. Now, which ones do you want to watch?
Forget that.
Yep.
So I'd be 5 years. We were 5 years old. Me and my older brother would be in my grandmother's bed, just all watching the horror movie, and that's what got me into it. My older brother's into it.
Yeah, I loved Freddy Krueger so much, or Krueger. Did I say it wrong? Like I remember we went to the I don't know if it was Spirit of Halloween back then, but I got one of the hands. Like it was a hand with like these like long claws. And I was just like, I used to walk around with it. I'm like, it's probably such a fucking creep, like this 5-year-old, like, my little hand.
Yeah, I honestly was a chicken shit. I used to watch horror movies because I was so scared that it made my blood pump and my adrenaline go, and I loved that part. But now that I'm older, I mean, I'm still
a chicken shit now.
No, I'm the opposite. I just don't care. I'm just like, you know what, whatever. You can kill me when you sleep, you can kill me when I sleep. It is what it is. But,
Ain't that the best way to go?
Yeah, sleeping. Right. Honestly, people pray for that. So you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I count my blessings. But it was always like the slashers. I remember like Freddy Krueger. I remember, I forget it was a Jason or Mike Myers, but where the kid is out, like skating his face. He's sitting in the living room. I remember that. I was young. I think it was Jason. So there was like even like the Saw movies, like that kind of stuff.
I love the Saw movies.
Yeah, so they didn't faze me, but like The Others was another one I saw with Nicole Kidman.
That was a good one.
That had a nice twist to it.
Yeah.
That was another one, like with a really good storyline, I feel like. Like the end, I remember I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, a movie will be terrible, but if it has a good twist at the end and makes everything click together, it makes it the best movie ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how I felt with The Sixth Sense. Like, I remember the ending of that, I was just like, holy shit. Mm-hmm. Like, mind blown.
And did you imagine that kid, how famous you think he'd be? P? I see dead people. Like, that line's going down in infamy. That was one of my, that still makes me, like, maybe just because I associate my memories, but when I watch it, I still get, like, one
goosebumps. Of my favorites that never really scared me, was more, like, thrilling, is the, I always say it wrong, Amityville Horror. That's, like, hands down.
That's one of my favorites.
Well, that's a true story.
Yeah, I know. Which is like even freakier, but I loved it. I thought it was so good.
The podcast talks about Chris Stefano, the comedian. He has his girlfriend, or like his long-term wife, has a transgender uncle, TT Jerry, who was in prison for like 18 to 20 years just for like larceny and all this kind of stuff. But he met the Amityville Horror guy.
The one who killed his family?
Yes, the one who killed his family.
Shit.
He just died last year.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. Yeah. And I think he was he met Son of Sam, so he met a lot of people. So I'm trying not to confuse my stories, but if it doesn't relate to Amityville, it's Son of Sam. But he was saying how like the guy, like when he got out of, like if he got out of prison, he was going to take out the rest of his family. Like he's like my only regret is I didn't kill my grandmother. So like, wow. Wild. So I don't think it's not heavy on the possession, just more on the psychotic part than it is. Like the movie's definitely Hollywoodized, but he was fucking insane. Just like wiped out. They do a lot of good, like I like how like there's some horror movies that include that story, like it's a basis of another story, because that's a good one, that Amityville Horror, the live one. Did you say, I heard you talking about The Conjuring. Did you say you didn't see some of them?
Yeah, there's a few I didn't see. Like I said, I was more interested in the Annabelle aspect, so I watched all of them. All those? I didn't watch The Nun. I didn't watch The Curse of La Llorona. Yeah, I didn't watch
Which one is Annabelle? Is that?
The doll.
Okay. What's the scary movie where it's like the little girl that they adopt?
Orphan.
Okay, yes. I saw that.
Did you see I know, I'm jumping all over the place. I will go back to The Conjuring in a second, but... I forget what it's a case number. So it's Renee Zellweger's in it, and she like is a caseworker, and she adopts this girl because the story is that the girl's parents tried to kill her, So she feels bad, and during the process trying to get this girl adopted, she takes her in. I'll have to look up the title, but here, I mean, the girl's evil. So she, like, learns, like, while she's going on. That made me think of The Adopted. Renee.
Not ringing a bell.
Speaking of true stories, too, isn't, like, The Grudge supposed to be true? Like, don't they have hauntings like that, or no?
No. That's
Case
all,
39.
It's all based on, that's all based on Japanese folklore.
Okay.
What folklore, do you know? Like, is it
I don't know the exact name of it, but, like, if like you think American horror stories, like written stories, are, they have nothing against the Japanese. They have nothing.
No,
like the Japanese.
Like the Grudge.
There's a Japanese folklore tale. If the I don't know the exact thing, but it's a woman who wears a mask over her face because it's mutilated.
Yeah.
And if
isn't the mask scary too? Like
I'm not sure, but if they touch you on the shoulder, and you turn around, and you say you're beautiful, she'll kill you because you know you're lying to her. If you say you're ugly, she'll kill you because you called her ugly. There's a certain thing you had to say for her to leave you go.
I wonder if it's let me go, bitch.
Let me go, bitch.
Where'd it go?
You just gotta get real aggressive. She likes it rough.
I know what you're talking about because this is like they said that image was coming up on like kids' YouTube channels.
Yeah,
like it was like circulating a few years ago.
Well,
and I remember looking it up. I'm like,
the
God.
Momo.
Yeah.
I don't think that was it because I think it's a girl who had like kind of like the Joker smile.
Yeah, she looks like a bird.
Yeah,
kind of.
No, she had like they slit her mouth to have the permanent Joker smile.
Okay.
And that's why she wears the mask to hide it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Did you see The Conjuring?
I saw the original. I saw the first two and all the Annabelle movies.
I think the original Conjuring is like, if I don't know what horror movie I want to watch, I go to that. I like it. I just think it has all kind of good, well-rounded aspects. Jump scares, the horror to it, the uncomfortable, creepy, dingy lighting. I like that.
I'm not a big fan of jump scares. I consider that cheap.
Do you?
But that's just me.
So what's your favorite, like,
what's your favorite?
movie?
Psychological horror. Like you said with the others.
Yeah.
If it's something that just fucks with your head.
Yeah.
That's my favorite kind of horror. Or the super campy, almost comedy horror comedies.
Like
where it's
the original Halloween?
No.
Type?
No. Like super over the top. They're mostly all indie stuff. It was the Toxic Avenger and stuff that I was talking about before. But it's just the super campy original Evil Dead.
I'm with you now.
Think that.
Okay, got it. That remake was also that scared the shit out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. I saw it in a movie theater and I was scared to go pee by myself.
Dude, I do that if I'm too scared. Like I don't like.
But that's what I love about it.
I don't like spiritual ghostly demon horror. That scares the shit out of me.
Because it's realistic?
Yeah. Well, like, I'm on, like, the spiritual bandwagon right now, so just, like, this is how I put it with Mike. I'm like, because he doesn't like scary shit either. I'm like, I can watch, like, the gruesome, like, guy gonna come axe murder you. Because, if you're, like, he won't watch Dahmer. It freaks him out. So he's like, I'm not watching that shit. That dude creeps me out. And I'm like, but you have a chance. Like, that's a fighting chance. Now, if a possessed ghost, like, where you fucking hit in the air? Like, how do you win? Like, you're fucking toast if he comes at you.
Busta Rhymes did some kung fu in Michael Myers in Resurrection, so.
See, there you go.
Dude, those Halloween movies.
But that's what I like about, I guess, I like it and I don't. Because I'm a spiritual person, too, but I think I feel founded enough. But because it makes me so scared. That's why I like it. Because I'm like, fuck.
God, see, I'm like thinking of The Conjuring. I haven't even watched it yet. I keep watching the preview. I'm like, trying to get myself, or the trailer. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna press play. I'm gonna watch it.
Like, when I lay in bed at night and, like, if I watch something scary, what did I just watch that really freaked me the fuck out? It might have been The Nun. The Nun wasn't scary. But it was one that the kids and nuns, like, it's just uncomfortable. It's like the things, the two most innocent things in the world. When you possess it, I feel like it just adds a touch to something. But it was one of the scenes and I dreamt about it. And, like, I was scared to pee. And while I hate that, I love it. Because I love the feeling, like, my blood pumping. And I'm, like, hyper aware. And That's what I love about horror. Who that is?
I mean, that's why people watch horror. It's because you get an adrenaline rush, you get endorphins in the body watching it, and it makes you, in a weird way, makes you feel good.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, and that's why. But I think I like jump scare because I'm easily scared by jumping. So like when I go to like shade, like I'll go to.
Dude, I jumped when I watched the preview for The Nun.
Did
you?
I
watched the trailer. Is it spoiling if I like talk about the trailer?
No.
Okay. So in the trailer,
it's only been out for like 20 years.
Yeah.
So in the trailer, like the girl's walking, and you have like the nun behind her. So I'm like, oh, okay, like the nun's right there. So she turns around, and the fucking nun comes from the side. I was like, run! I was like, ah! Mike's sitting in the kitchen. He's like, what's fucking happening? What's happening? I start dying laughing. I was like, that bitch came out of nowhere. Like she just came out of fucking nowhere.
Oh my god.
And Bryn loves it. Bryn and Finn, they're so like we love watching scary previews. Haven't fully watched a lot of them yet, but
I was gonna tell a story. If we do ODM later, I'll wait, and if not, I'll tell it at the end. But I let Dalton saw some of the original Halloween. My 6-year-old. I'll have to tell you about that. But so did you see? Are you gonna see Halloween Ends?
I might. I feel like I eventually watch all the Halloweens.
Spoiler alert.
It ends. Yeah, jinx.
Does it actually? I mean, that's why I haven't watched them.
It does. It has a definite end.
Yeah, 100%.
Because even with the Saws, like I love Saw, but I think after like Saw
25,
7, 8, like I was like.
I hated every single one, but I watched every single damn one in the
exactly.
theater.
Principle of the matter.
I'm like, I can't. You want to play a game? I was at the one year for Halloween.
I met Tobin Bell.
Did you?
Jigsaw.
That's awesome.
I met a lot of the cast, yeah.
Wow. That's really neat. I can't believe you met the original.
I have to send you guys all the
I know.
Please,
I want to see them. That's awesome.
And it's just so funny that Mike Myers, because you're like, at this point, the guy's like 75. Like, how is he successfully... Well, I know that's the one thing that kind of made sense to me in the movie, where he could have been more in it, but I'm thinking realistically, I'm like, the guy's like 75. Like, he can't go around and terrorize the city.
Like, where's my cane at?
Yeah. Like, he can't successfully physically terrorize the city, but it was shitty as a Mike Myers movie. But
I think it would have been shitty as a regular movie, too.
I just
did not like it at all.
I like the casting for that guy in his role. The kid.
Yeah,
well, he's not a kid. He's young 20s.
He had that socially awkward.
Yes, he was very fitting for the role. Like he wasn't. He's like a boy that like is battling his demons type kid, and he looks like he's battling his demons. Like I think they casted him like I was like, oh look, there's Mike Myers.
All right, we're back.
Yes, sorry about that.
Dun dun dun.
Dude, you should watch the clip. I'm telling you, if you see some crazy shit flying by.
Oh yeah, we'll post that clip by a second because
that's why baby monitors freak me out. Yeah. Like we had a video on.
Our recording, we're talking about all this possessed stuff, and our audio just went out, So that was fun. Okay. Yeah, good. Sorry.
Speaking of Hollywood. Halloween ends.
Halloween on dead.
Does it make me and my friend a bad person that?
Yes. The answer is yes.
We laughed at the beginning part, what started the trauma, without giving anything away.
Oh, Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
is it bad that we laughed at that part?
I mean, no, I can see why you laughed at it.
No,
I mean, don't ask my aunt who's a nun. I mean, I wouldn't tell her that you laughed at it. But, I mean, as someone who's not, I get it. That's what made me uncomfortable. My dad's only sister is a nun. So when I was watching that, I'm like, I wonder if these bitches in here are this fucking crazy. You never know.
My cousin's a priest.
Yeah? Is he like a good priest?
I don't know.
Is he Priestley?
I guess. I
My
don't know.
cousin's a priest.
I
He's
only
really
met him
nice.
like 3 times, but I played in a band with him.
Oh, 3 times?
Once. He saw my band play.
Yeah.
He lived all the way up in North Jersey.
Are you still in a band?
No.
Okay.
But I have ideas of stuff to do.
Yeah. What do you play?
I play bass.
Nice. That's awesome. Just plays guitar.
Do you like
What
the
was I gonna say
Scream
about this?
movies?
I didn't like the last one.
I didn't watch the last one. I felt like
I knew
they're like
who,
classic.
I knew who the killer was at the opening scene.
Okay.
Last House on the Left. Do you have an opinion of OG versus new?
I like both.
Yeah.
I like both. I usually don't like remakes, but I actually saw the remake before I saw the original. That's probably why.
Me too.
I didn't even know there was an original.
Mm-hmm.
And
Same. Someone told
I
me about
actually
it.
didn't even see the original. I only saw
The original, it's Wes Craven is one of his first movies, but
Okay.
it was that campy style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
Makes sense, yeah.
But I thought I think that was one of the ones too that like I just think was so well done. Do you know what I think like we all saw the remake. So like the scene with the kid's dad and when he rapes the girl.
Mm-hmm.
I always think like as an actor, like I and an actress, that has to be like when I'm that alone when you have to do something traumatic, I'm like what a fucking art form because like that's I can't imagine. Not to like be morbid or gross or anything, but any scenes like that.
I wouldn't say it's hard, but like the new movie, the Joker that came out, like did you see that yet?
Oh, amazing!
Is it?
Absolutely.
His acting was like, just like I can't. It was dark.
Even if I don't consider it a comic book movie.
Okay.
It's a psychological profile.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
was deep.
It's very deep. It was good. It was really, really good. I don't consider it a comic book movie. But yeah, I really, really liked it. But I'm also a huge Batman fan and
Okay.
Me too.
Who's the Joker?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, duh! I knew that.
It's his origin story
Okay.
Yeah.
And it
of
was
how
good.
he became the Joker.
I did hear a lot of good things on it. It's been out for a few years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's definitely worth the watch. I remember I was a little apprehensive about it, and then I was just like, dude, like it just was like mind fuck. I'm like, what?
My complaint is it's a little too long. I'm not a fan of the super long
Just get to the point.
stories. If you can't tell your story in an hour and a half, don't tell your story.
Valid. Because most stories can be told in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's just, you add to it.
There could have been a lot of scenes cut from that movie.
I feel like a lot of Batman movies, though, in general, like at least the newer ones.
That's why I'm kind of gearing away from the comic book movies because they're getting longer and longer and longer.
Yeah.
And now they're just getting more boring to me. And
I heard the new Thor was like horrific.
God.
I wouldn't know.
You didn't see it?
I think the last Marvel. Me and my friend used to go to every single Marvel movie in the theater, and I just stopped. Mm-hmm. I think the last one I saw was the Eternals.
Okay.
Dude, that was
It was
rough.
good.
It was long though.
It was long.
We watched the Eternals for like a family movie night, and we're like, okay.
Too long.
Yeah, and there wasn't as much action as you would hope for, especially for Marvel. Like it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marvel's going down the tubes.
Yeah.
How many stories can you tell without?
I love all the Avengers. I can watch like every Avengers movie.
That they don't really have anything now because their biggest villain is dead.
Okay.
People was there to see Thanos.
Yes. And it was done. That
and what
do.
he was going to do, and he fucked shit up.
Yeah.
And I understood why he did it. That's what made him a good villain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Relatable ones.
If you could understand why they're doing what they're doing, Mr. Freeze was perfect for that. Like he wasn't trying to destroy the world. He was trying to save his wife's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them kind of villains and I always go towards the villains. I'm a horror guy.
Yeah.
I always root for the villain. I want to see how crazy this kill is going to be. Mm-hmm. That might be the psychological what's messed up in my head right now. But
that's probably also why I like the kid in the movie from Halloween Ends.
Okay.
So like I
could see that.
Yeah, because he's just like, well, you know what, fuck this and fuck you.
where the guy has like multiple personalities.
Split.
A Split.
Yes.
A fantastic
That was amazing.
movie.
That was
Fantastic.
another Mike wanted to watch that with me. He was like, "This is
how McElroy didn't get an Oscar for that."
I don't know.
Dude.
Because he wasn't one person. He portrayed every single personality,
So
and you
good.
knew who each personality was.
Yes, it was
So good.
fantastic.
I couldn't stop watching that. I'm like, it was.
I know. I watched it a few times.
Glass,
good.
actually, Glass. The last scene
In Split.
in Glass.
Oh, okay.
Where Sarah Paulson's in the comic book
Yes,
shop.
yes.
That's the comic book shop that I shop at.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was also in Unbreakable.
I thought you were gonna say, oh, that's what it was in Split. When at the very last scene of Split, they relate to it's what's
It's
his face?
underneath the zoo.
Yes,
Yeah.
No, but the comic book where Samuel L. Jackson is knocking over the thing, that's the comic book shop that I shop in.
That's awesome.
It's about a mile away from my house.
That's awesome.
Do you collect comic books or do you like read them? Or both?
No,
Or neither?
I've never really been a big comic guy, but I like figurines and stuff. I collect
awesome.
like figures and stuff. I actually have a sword hanging from Game of Thrones. I'm that kind
Wow,
of
that's
It's
awesome.
if you know Game of Thrones, Oathbreaker.
Yeah,
I have that sword.
that's awesome.
And
My God, we should have a Game of Thrones episode.
And my friends actually had a Game of Thrones themed wedding.
Really?
We were all, and I was in the wedding. We were all in kilts because he has Scottish descent.
Yeah.
We were all in kilts. I had Oathbreaker. I bought Robert Baratheon's Warhammer for them as a wedding present.
Did you put the swords away after you got drunk?
Or before?
What's the fun in that? Yeah, they were all put away. They were all put away.
You're funny. That's great.
Oh my God.
So we started talking about, which I had to wait to turn the conversation off, but The Shining.
Yes.
Classic movie, and you're a reader.
Yes.
Okay. Do you?
I'm getting shamed for not watching it yet.
I mean, a little bit, but that book is one of the only books that has kept me up at night.
I just realized I'm a super hypocrite right now. Because I was talking about how the long movies.
Yeah.
And my favorite horror movie is 3 hours long.
Yeah.
You know, The Shining always reminds me of the little bit I did see that it's playing in the movie Twister. And you ever see Twister when they're like in the outside movie? Isn't that the movie that's playing on the projector? Because it's like the two little girls in the blue dresses.
Yes, that's the one playing. Yep. It the book is my favorite book. That's my I'm
reading it, so before everyone hates me.
I'm
reading the book first.
It's the only one that has kept me up at night because I think the book compared to the movie, it's so psychological because you're just reading him slowly lose his mind and try to grip reality while being sucked into the house or to the hotel.
I loved it. I loved the book, how it would always go to Danny and then Jack.
Yes.
Their point of view.
Yes.
So you see Danny watch his father lose his mind.
Yes.
And his reaction and he's just an 8-year-old kid or however old he is.
I can't, is Danny, does he, see ghosts or have premonitions?
He has, what does he call it? What did the dude call it?
It was
The Shining.
The Shining, yeah.
Yeah. He has The Shining. He's just sensitive to...
He's sensitive to spirits.
Feelings.
And he could communicate with other people who have it through his mind.
Okay.
And he's just sensitive to feelings. So when divorce, he didn't know what it meant. I remember that book, but he knew that it was bad. He had a bad feeling when he heard the word. He's sensitive to that, an empath, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that pissed me off about the difference is, you've seen the movie, right?
No, I haven't seen the movie.
Okay.
I want to. You can.
All right, that's fine. Okay.
It's fine. So I'm still going to read
The
it.
mom is so badass at the end when she's she realizes shit is hitting the fan. She's like, all right, we're fuck with this. We got to fuck shit up. What a puss bag in the movie! I can't stand it.
She played Olive Oil, and
I know.
Can you expect her to do anything
No,
else?
I know. I just
and she's legit crazy right now. She's in a mental hospital.
She is.
In
Yes, I
real
did know
life?
that. Yes.
The actress that played her.
Yeah, she lost her shit. But apparently, I heard she was
the movie.
Most likely.
Yeah, I heard she was like tormented on set though.
Oh yeah.
Is that?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
No, of course, but that's someone else has
It was
heard it
filmed
too.
5 years before I was born, so I couldn't.
A lot of I'd like to keep her on edge and on that level of fear. I heard that she was.
Oh, speaking of that, The Exorcist.
Oh,
How they tormented Linda Blair.
Yes.
She had a broken tailbone because the scene where she's flopping up and down the bed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had her on that for 10 minutes straight before filming.
Holy shit.
And her reaction, like, get me off of this, was her real reaction because the director wanted a real reaction. It ended up breaking her tailbone.
And how old was she in that?
12.
Oh my god.
Wow, that can't be legal. Not now, anyway.
Yeah,
No.
definitely.
That's
not.
fucking nuts. That was a good movie. That didn't
Well,
like.
even like the Poltergeist too, didn't they?
That's awesome.
Wow.
Can you flip it that way? That is sick. Oh my
Holy
god. That's one of my favorite horror tattoos I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's like, you
I
tattoo.
drove to Connecticut last year for that.
Wow. How
Did
long
you-
did that take?
6 hours.
Holy shit. Why Connecticut? Do you know
That's where
someone?
my guy is.
Oh, okay.
Because we usually, here's the story. We usually meet at the tattoo convention. He done this for me.
Okay.
He did this for me. He did this for me. He did my
That's
back.
awesome.
So he did a lot of my stuff. And so every year at that tattoo convention, we'd meet up and he'd do something for me. And I think it was late 2019. He gives me a picture. Like, I drew this up. I know you would love it. I'm going to send it to you first to see if you like it
That's
or not.
awesome.
He sends it like, yeah, it's mine. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I said, we'll do it at the convention. And the convention was January of 2020.
Okay.
Oh shit.
And it was January 2020, right at my birthday. So, like, I'm getting myself a birthday present.
Yeah.
The Thursday before the convention, my axle breaks in my car. Whatever money I had saved up for the tattoo had to go to the car.
Isn't that?
So I'm like, okay. So I explained it to him. We're going to do it next year. March of 2020 happens.
Yeah.
Nothing. So
when did you wind up getting it?
So I ended up getting it last year in August. Okay. But I called. I was like, you know what? You keep on telling me to visit your shop. Hell, I'm going to visit your shop.
Connecticut's a beautiful state too.
It is.
Yeah. So there, you can't lose.
It's not
nice
like
little.
crazy far either.
No.
No, 4 hours?
It took about 4 hours to get there.
My aunt used to be a nun in Connecticut. That's how I know that.
I drug a friend along. I woke her ass up at 5 a.m. You're going to Connecticut
Road
with me.
trip.
There you go.
Did you guys spend the weekend there or just
No.
Just went
Same
for
day?
We literally went to the tattoo shop. I drove 4 or 5 hours to the tattoo shop. Got it done 6 hours. Ate pizza.
Oh
at
my
a pizza
god.
place and then drove back.
Wow.
I left my house at 5 a.m. I got back into my house 11 at night.
Oh my
Holy
god.
shit, that's
Just for a
day.
tattoo.
Have you
Worth
read
it.
The Demonologist? Have you ever read
No.
that? That is one I recommend. I actually listen to it on audio just because I take the train to and from work. So sometimes, I don't get nauseous all the time reading, but sometimes I do. So I got The Demonologist by Ed and Lorraine Warren. And I had to turn it off sometimes. Because it's just, I love when things like, I like reading because I can make my own picture and I like to paint it in my head. But I also like to, like, hearing someone else bring it to life. It was freaky. It was really freaky. I mean, I don't know, do you buy into, like, do you like Ed and Lorraine Warren? Like, do you believe that they, like, did what they did, like, true demon hunters and stuff? Like, do you buy into the haunting stuff?
I'm a bit of a skeptic when it comes to that. I mean, you would think with all the stuff that I'm into that I'd be all about it. I'm a skeptic. I'm like, I'm more of a see with my eye, not with my
I was going to say, like, if it's like, I'll believe it when I see it type kind of thing.
Yeah, I used to watch, like, Ghost Hunters when I was a kid, too.
But you realize they never find the fucking ghosts? Like, they never find it.
It's always a... That's it.
Like a rat in the wall,
Yeah.
you know, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't... How about you? You believe it?
Yeah, I'm a full believer.
You're a full believer.
I have had, like, experiences, that's why. So.
Would you have been a believer if you didn't, do you think? Or you just think it would be neither here nor there? Like, it's... If it is, it is.
I think it would probably scare me because, like, just the fear of, like, the unknown, like, what's out there. Fear of, like, what you can't see. But, like, for me, like, spiritual experiences, like, I know when my uncle got in, like, a bad car accident, I was sitting there and my bedroom door slammed. And then the cushion right next to me, like someone sat down. And, like, my door slammed so hard, I thought it was my brother. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he opened his door. He's like, what's wrong with you? And then that's when the cushion seat went down. I, like, got full body chills. I was like, oh. I was like, I'm fucking out. I smoked cigarettes, and I was like, grabbed my smokes. I was like, I'll see you later. Like, I'll be home later. And I left, and then I got a phone call that my uncle got in a car accident.
That's wild.
So, like, and I got, like, the chill. So, like, crazy things like that would happen. And my grandfather used to, like, see and actually talk to spirits. So, I think just growing up, like, I had that background of...
And I think, yeah, and I think...
on the other side.
I kind of think, too, like anything in this world, if it's your niche, it's your niche. So, like, if that's what you're on this earth
it's
to
not
do...
my niche to not want to talk to
No, but I mean, like,
spirits.
if, like, see, like, you're just, your spiritual... I don't want to use the word sensitive, because I don't mean it as, a not strong, but, like, you are... I don't know what the right word I want is, but...
sensitive to the other side,
yeah. I think sensitivity is
sensitive
for it.
So, but like that's part of your walk on this 90 years on this earth. So it might not be for everyone else. You know what I mean? No. So like if someone's not meant to, like my dad had experiences and he believed in ghosts, but I've never had one. So you know, like it's if I don't know, it creeps me out the concept,
remember,
but it doesn't
like,
freak me out.
My old house, we would literally be sitting because we had what. It's called a certain type of house where you only have like 2 bedrooms upstairs and then my parents' bedroom downstairs.
It's not a rancher, is it?
Not a
rancher's
rancher.
one
I
floor,
forget
right?
what is it. A Cape Cod?
Oh,
Is that what they're called? So it was just like in my old house. Like,
I didn't get my real estate license yet.
Yeah.
I think it's like a Cape Cod, and me and my older brother, like just our rooms would be up there. We would literally be sitting downstairs, and it would sound like somebody was walking up there back and forth, and we would just be like, this house, who lives here?
I've always lived in row homes.
Mm-hmm.
In Philly. So
you can hear anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like this. Okay. I'm just going to go change the subject.
Yeah, change it.
4 years ago, me and a couple friends of mine drove to Falls River, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And we slept in the Lizzie Borden house.
Okay. And nothing?
God.
No. The person I was bunking with swore somebody was grabbing her ankle. So she left me by myself. Left the room, went into the other room where the friends were in, and she went in between.
Oh,
in between
my God.
my friend and her baby daddy.
That's great. But like it's funny because like they experienced, but you didn't see anything.
No, I was like, oh shit, that to myself. Awesome.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Good night's sleep for me.
Dude.
And I wonder if how your imagination is probably plays a big part into it. Like if you're very vivid, then I'm sure your mind can easily
definitely
pick stuff up. So, there was something else I wanted to add about The Conjuring, and I can't remember.
Now I want to watch it.
Yeah, I like it. I don't think it's too. It's like it's not too of one thing, which I kind of liked about it, and it's uncomfortable. It's
I
weird.
consider it a good intro to horror.
Yeah, that's why I think it's a go-to for me.
It's not super gory.
No.
Again, it does have.
The gore doesn't bother me.
It does have the jump scares that they don't scare me. They just piss me off.
Yeah.
It's like that's.
So is that your pet peeve?
Yeah.
There you go. There's your pet peeve of horror.
Yeah.
I think my pet peeve, I still watch it though, is like the Scream movies. Like bitch, what the fuck? Like, why are you gonna run into it? Like, you see the guy there, like, go the other way.
Someone always trips on a stick.
But the Scream movies were basically making fun of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's another, what was it? The Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
That was great.
Yes.
It's called Meta.
Okay.
When it's basically like how the movies are detailed and everything,
okay.
and all the cliches and everything.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like when they're in the writing room, they're in an office building. Okay, well, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? When they were doing it in the house, it was guys in an office building. How are we doing this? How are we doing this? How are we doing this? And it's just doing a setup for the horror movie, and I thought that was an amazing, and that kind of had a twist at the end.
Did you like the scary movies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first two. The first two.
Yeah. They got played out after a while.
Yeah.
What was the other one I was just thinking? Because I don't know. I guess it's kind of cliche. The Messengers. Is that the one where they're in the house?
That's
and, like,
the ghost movie. I saw it once in the theater. I'm like,
I think I'm thinking of a different one where it's like the people that come and kill them.
The Strangers.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, yeah.
My sister.
Like, why are you doing
my
this?
My sister is absolutely scared shitless of that movie.
Because then they wear like masks.
Yeah,
and then they just leave, right?
And me and my brother would wear the masks and terrorize my sister.
You're such an asshole.
It's not. I can't say it's scary, but it was thrilling. The Bone Collector.
That was good.
That one was so.
That
good.
was actually a TV show a couple years ago.
Oh my god, was it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
before or after the movie?
It was after the movie.
Okay. Yeah, I know it was
after it came out. I think it had a season and a half. Then it got canceled. It started getting boring after a while because it's like.
I remember watching that, and I was younger. I had to be. I don't even think I was a teen yet, and we're at my aunt's house. My uncle and my dad were out, and then they came home. They knew we were watching scary movies, like October. We're like, oh, we're watching scary movies. And it was me, my mom, and my aunt. They came in through the back and, like, popped their face, and they're like, wow. We're like, ah! Like, the blankets of popcorn go flying. We're like, what the hell? My mom's like, what the fuck? I was just, like, crying. Like, ah.
Do you prefer to watch or read horror? Or do you have one?
That's a good question.
Probably watch. Just because reading it, you got to take the time to do it. It's so much more slow paced and everything, and I'm a busy guy.
Yeah.
You know all the hobbies that I'm in now. I'm a busy guy.
I got things to do.
I'm gonna drive to Connecticut.
but now I just started. During pandemic, I downloaded Audible.
Yes, it's great.
And
I
then,
need to try that.
Yeah, Audible's great.
It's so
it's
hard
great.
to like.
And I'm actually doing the entire Harry Potter series
on Audible.
On it.
My sister did that.
The guy who narrates it is the greatest because he does every single voice. You know exactly who's talking whenever. It's just one guy.
Does he change like his voice too?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's great.
I'll show you a clip when we're done recording.
I started reading Harry Potter to the kids because
that's awesome.
The girls, like the kids, are having like trouble with remembering stories.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they love Harry Potter.
Yeah, and I was saying like if parents are hesitant of having horror,
yeah, like is it Deathly Hallows? Like when the older books.
Yeah.
Not the older, like 6, 7, 8. Like
it starts
the later books. That's what I'm trying to say.
It basically starts getting
dark
more
around 5,
darker
6.
Yeah.
when Voldemort materializes.
Comes back.
Yes. Yep.
So it's book 5.
Yeah. Well, at the end of book 4 into the book 4.
Yeah.
That's actually where I'm at in the book series.
Oh, okay. It's book 5 into book 6 when everyone knows he's back.
And it's gradually. I 100% agree with it because I feel like it's like a gradual scare. Like for a younger audience, it's definitely like creepy the first few, but then by like book.
But it also has werewolves. It also has all the tropes that horror has, but it's in a cute little way that kids can go into it. And
have you been there to Universal?
I have.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
I was too fat to go on any of the rides, so I was a little pissed off.
I had that happen to me before. I was like 330 pounds, and I got denied off a ride. It made me very sad.
I want to go again.
I'm definitely going to go again.
So much fun.
If I can read a book and it makes me uncomfortable, like I love that. I think it's the concept of horror is way easier, or scared is easier to capture in a movie. Like it does it to me quicker. Obviously, that's what she said. But like I said, like The Shining, so uncomfortable. Salem's Lot, I love that. Also, like I'm like ooh. Like, I like when books can do that. And if you can do that, I think that it gives you more props as an author.
It's not really horror, but have you ever read any of the Dark Tower series?
No, literally someone at work last week gave me the first one. I heard it. It's fantastic.
But it connects all the Stephen King stories together.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, okay. I definitely
The priest from Salem's Lot, he makes his way into it somehow.
Oh, awesome.
And you find out what happens to him.
Was it called The Tower?
The Dark
Tower
Tower
series.
Like they're in the realm when the stand happened. They see all the people like killed from the
What do you think of Pet Sematary remake? Did you see it?
I did like the fact that it was the girl that got killed instead of the boy.
Yeah.
I did like that. Fred Gwynn, like there's nobody else that could have done Fred Gwynn's part in Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
But I like John Lithgow a lot.
Yeah.
And I was impressed. I didn't fully like it, but I was impressed with what he had to do because that character was so good. That just
Yes.
that line. Sometimes dead is better.
Yep.
With that accent, the Yankee accent, it's just that makes the movie for me. And when Gage dies
Yes.
in the original, I could not watch that. Even today, I cannot watch that
It's unsettling.
because that almost happened to Stephen King.
Yes. Yep.
And that's why he put it in the book. His youngest son, it was exactly the thing. He was running over like for a balloon or a paper airplane, and a truck was barreling down, and Stephen King actually grabbed him just in time. But so he had that as inspiration for that scene in the book.
I think too it's hard like redoing it, like the kid Gage he's 2 and the 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So like the part when he's speaking like evil, like in that one scene, like I think it made more sense in my head to see the older girl do it, because it just kind of like, imagine a 3-year-old like telling you like all these evil demonic things about yourself, and it's like, I don't know, like, but that's what made the book really good.
I would be more scared,
that's made the book
I feel
good.
like, with a 3-year-old, because they shouldn't be able to.
But I made the logistics of doing it in a movie. I think it was easier to do like a 8-year-old girl compared to like an actual 2 or 3-year-old. But that's what made the book to me so good. Because just this little fucking toddler.
Yeah, like we have 3-year-olds. I would.
Yeah,
be like,
I'd shit my pants.
Where's the holy water?
I mean, isn't that like a normal toddler though? I mean, they're just terrorizers.
You're not fucking wrong. You're not wrong.
Dude.
I mean, I'm living with a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
I know these things.
They're wild.
It is like stereo. I love that when you wake up in the middle of the night and like one of my kids will just be staring over me like this. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you okay?
So we had to talk about this before, like definitely before closing anything, we had to talk about the It comparisons, because I feel like that was such a big thing when the new It came out. How do you feel?
Miniseries all the way. Tim Curry.
Miniseries, Tim Curry. Now we talk about.
I enjoyed the movies.
Okay, that's where I was going.
I did not hate the movies. Again, the second one, long.
Yeah, very long.
McElroy, great. He's one of my favorite actors. He was awesome.
Yeah.
But
Skarsgård, I think it's hard because, I mean, it's Tim Curry. No one is going to do what Tim Curry did. You can't top it. You can't beat it. And I don't think they went into trying to top or beat it.
No, because Skarsgård played it a completely different way.
Exactly. And that's because when I talk to people.
But what I did like about that, it was a little bit more true to the book.
Yes. 100%.
Was that with the newer ones?
The newer one was more true to the book.
Yes, it was.
And I think that's been kind of like a trend lately.
Yeah.
Get closer to the material, to get closer to the source material.
Yes.
Because people are going to bitch about it no matter what.
You can't please everyone.
No.
Yeah.
People are going to bitch, but try to please as many people as you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Go for the majority. But I like that. So like when I watched it, I read the book. That's what got me into Stephen King later. Like I've only been reading Stephen King for maybe about like 5 years, so it's not been. But like I jumped in like balls deep after I read it. But I remember reading it because that's what I did kind of like about it's just me personally because my brain. But like in the book, how it jumps from the times, it's tough. So I did appreciate that when the remake, because I'm like, okay, I can just associate one thing at a time.
Yeah.
But I had to like do Post-it notes because I'm like, okay, who's Bill? Like, okay, like because I was getting so confused.
I always feel like it's so hard for me to follow like that.
Yeah.
Even with movies, like
when they
jumping back.
So that's why I like. That's another reason why I like the new.
Like, do you ever see The Witcher?
No.
Did you watch The Witcher? On
I
Netflix?
saw a few episodes. I played the video games.
Okay, that's it. I heard the video games were better. I think my brother played the video games.
If you're into gratuitous sex, then the video games are better.
Okay.
If you're into that kind of thing.
My buddy played them and loved the better.
I mean,
like that. Like,
there's literally a scene where he's banging a chick on a stuffed unicorn for no reason at all.
Yeah, just why not?
My God.
Because if you have the opportunity, you take
Just do it.
Just do it. What were you gonna say? You were gonna say something about when we're talking about it.
It was gonna be it. A suggestion for a movie to watch. It was on Netflix, but I don't think it is anymore. I think it's on Tubi now, and the sequel just came out in theater, limited. It's called Terrifier.
Terrifier. Okay.
It's an evil clown.
Okay.
This guy makes Pennywise look like a Disney character.
Are you serious?
Oh my
Dead
God.
serious.
What do you think? Do you think it's it that made everyone petrified of clowns? Because I feel like it's clowns and what was it? And dolls we were talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't think so.
What do you
Because
think it
my
is?
aunt was petrified of clowns
Really?
all of her life.
But wasn't there like an actual killer like way back
Gacy.
when that would,
Gacy.
Yeah, would dress up
John
as
Wayne
a
Gacy.
clown?
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy.
Okay. Yeah.
We need to do a whole other episode
But
on serial killers.
that
and
whole
obviously-
Yeah,
thing-
I feel like that was probably the start of
But
it.
the reason why he dressed up as a clown, it was all psychological. He was gay.
Okay.
And he
Not
wanted
according to
hide-
his recordings. Did you listen to his tapes?
No.
We had we'll have to do another episode
Yeah.
about this. But
But
he goes,
he
he
was-
literally is like, yeah, I slept with him. Yeah, I performed oral sex, but I'm not gay. Like,
But-
he was so...
No, because that's what he was ashamed of being gay.
Yes.
That's why he wore the clown makeup to hide himself from the world.
Yeah. He was, that was wild.
It was all psychological.
That's right now. That's on Netflix right now too, right?
Yeah.
The tapes, right?
Yeah.
What do they call it?
I think
Gacy
so.
tapes or something?
Yeah.
That's definitely
I
worth
want to
it.
watch that after
'Cause
Dahmer.
when
Speaking of that, because Dahmer was also gay and was like fighting it.
Yeah. It, yeah, I gotta watch that one because I hear Evan Peters is just... I know there's so much controversy over it. I feel like some people are like... Well,
They
this is
feel like
not a
they're like
topic.
glorifying
Yeah, but it's...
Dahmer, which I mean, I can get it as like a victim perspective and their families because that's like you're grieving. But then the guy who wrote it, I think, was friends with a lot of the victims. Like, people deserve to know, like, that they, like, their victims' background stories and where they came
like they're
from
real
and-
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like messed up. But
So this is...
Was the... Oh, my God.
that's uncomfortable. That actually looks like what the nun looks like. That's her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
What's that called again?
Terrified?
It's called... The movie's called Terrifier. His name is Art. Art the Clown.
ART?
See, and I
Yes.
thought Pennywise was, like, freaky as
Oh,
hell.
like I
Georgie?
said.
God.
No, but he doesn't talk. He's one of them.
That makes
he's
it
one of them
worse.
silent. He's one of them silent thing. But
makes
he
it
still
worse.
does.
Oh.
He still does clown. He will do clown shit while he's terrorizing you.
Does he, like, laugh? Does he have an evil
No.
laugh?
No.
Nothing?
He smile. He has a very animate smile, and he has very animated with his hands.
Mm-hmm.
But he's chasing this girl. The girl very just cliche locks the thing. So he's trying to grab her. She gets away from him. Then he just grabs his horn and just goes and just starts honking the horn at her. Like that's going to do something. So he does still do clown stuff.
Huh.
But the same girl that jumped out of bed when I was in Salem, she will not. She refuses to watch this movie because the one kill scene.
Okay.
The one kill.
Too much.
It was way too much for her.
See if they
Do you
have a
plan
preview.
on watching it? Should I describe this?
I mean, you could... it's fine. I mean, if you had to ruin the plot of the movie, if you could tell me the kill scene.
Okay. This is what made this my favorite movie. It was two girls drunk at a Halloween
One cup.
party.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
There is weird poop in the
worst-
movie too.
That
so.
is the most horrific movie I've ever
That
seen.
is the scariest shit I've ever seen.
It was
Okay.
fake.
It's still scary, though.
It was-
It's like, I can't. It's a
Anyway,
mindfuck.
anyway.
But yeah.
Look how popular they are.
Anyway. So the girl is trying to find her friend. So she ends up getting drugged, and strapped down to a seat, and all she sees is a curtain. So he comes in his little tricycle. He's driving a little tiny
Are they
tricycle.
still at the party?
No, this is in an abandoned warehouse.
Okay.
So he's in his little tricycle, and he goes up. He reveals the thing. It's her friend hanging upside down, and her legs are spread. She's like a T, and she's just wearing underwear, and it's just that. So he goes into his bag. Grabs a rusty handsaw.
This reminds me of Hostel. Ugh.
He grabs
God,
grabs
that
a
is
rusty handsaw, starts at the business end, and just starts sawing her in half.
Oh my god, my vagina! Ow!
What?
Did you see the Hostel movies?
Yeah.
That is the only time I couldn't take the gore. I gotta be honest. Hostel 2
You know what else is pretty gory? And they're not scary, but like the show The Vikings.
is gory.
Yeah. There's like some scenes in that are like, holy fuck.
The one kill scene in Hostel 2 I absolutely loved because it was...
You need to get out.
It
No,
was,
just kidding.
no, it was based...
Alright, we're done. We're wrapping it up. No dad jokes.
No, it was based on Lady Bathory.
Yes.
And you know what
The
I'm
tub
talking about.
scene, right? Yes. Yep. That was the one that made me sick.
Hostel is hostile.
Well,
like, literally.
I mean, I had what reaction you had with the story that I gave was the reaction that I had at the end of that movie.
Oh my god.
That made me like not want to travel though. Those movies.
Yeah, it did. Like, it makes you like not trust anybody.
No.
I forgot my dad joke. I remember. I was just trying to think of it.
I feel like we have like.
So I know
part 2 horror.
I know we're gonna need to have a part 2 horror. Yeah. So favorite go to. Someone's like, hey, let's watch a scary movie. What's your one off the rip?
My favorite franchise is Hellraiser.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
The Hellraiser, I don't know. Like I said, it's just the whole. And the thing is, in my head, Pinhead's not a villain. He's only doing what he's supposed to do.
Right.
Because if you're stupid enough to open that box, you got to handle the consequences. He's only doing his job.
That's like one of the things.
What do you want from
He's like the corporate guy in hell. You know.
Yeah.
He's doing what a demon does. I mean, I don't see. That's why I don't consider him a villain.
That's fair enough. That's a good. I forgot about that series. We didn't even really touch on that one. I would have to say mine. The classic I can watch is all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I love them. Not the Freddy vs. Jason shit. Like the good old fashioned 70s, 80s horror. Like they're just, I can watch them if I'm in the mood. But The Conjuring definitely is one of my favorite in the haunted scene. Well, now I'm going to have to add Sixth Sense to that because that still freaks me the fuck out. What about you? What's your favorite scary movie? Horror movie?
If I can say it, the one I can't say. Amityville Horror. That's probably one of my favorites.
Oh, because you physically can't say it.
Yeah, it's hard.
I was like, why can't you say it?
No, it's a tongue twister. Amityville Horror, and then I would probably say 13 Ghosts. Like, that's one I don't want to watch.
My father-in-law loves that movie. It's so good.
I still watch it.
It was good.
It was a good movie.
The casting was perfect. Just everything about that. Every ghost had its own personality, and they had different ways to freak you the fuck out.
Yeah, like every moment. I really do like the Sixth Sense. I just love the storyline behind that, and like the others too. It's like hands down. The others didn't scare me. Like I remember everyone was like, "Oh, it's so scary." Others? Yeah, I loved the mind fuck of it.
The grandmother scene freaked me out a little bit.
Yes, it did. That freaked me out too. Did you see the last one? I was trying to like wrap this up on a good note, but now I just opened another quick box. The one is with John Cusack.
Identity.
Not that one. I think it's John Cusack when he's in the hotel room. He's 1402?
1408.
Yeah, 1408.
Something like that.
That I also thought was a good mental one. Because that really had me going. I'm like,
I haven't seen it yet, but isn't like the Inception? Is that...
Dude, my mom seen it. My mom, we look just alike. So you might meet her on your way out. We're twinsies. But otherwise... my mom can navigate you through Kensington to Oxford Circle to Port Richmond, but she cannot grasp deep thinking. So I remember when we were up the mountain. Sorry, I didn't mean to like take over that. I'm sorry, but it just made me think. So my parents went on a date. We were up the mountains, and they went to like just the local theater to go see it. And my dad's a deep thinker, so when they got back, we're like, I'm there with my brothers. I'm like, oh, Dad, how was it? He's like, my God, it was so good. He's like, at the end, like, I still don't know. Was it a dream? Was it not a dream? He's like, I wasn't sure. And then, like, what did Mom think? And he starts laughing. He's like, just ask her. And she was like, Mom, how was me? She's like, how the hell does anyone dream on more than one level? There's no way that that's even possible. She's like, why are we even watching this? You can't even do it.
Wait,
so what's the point?
I only brought that up because I feel like 1408, right?
Yeah,
it's something with a number.
Yeah, it's like that one. I love that one too. Like that one was. I remember seeing it in theaters. I wasn't scared. I loved like the thinking part. But Inception, I can never get into it. I can't figure it out. I'm like, I don't fucking get it.
That's another one.
Leonardo DiCaprio's in it, right?
It's another one that's too long. The chick from not a chick anymore from Juno. The dude from Juno.
Paige.
Yeah, Elliot Page now.
Yeah, that one was
Ellen
like,
Page.
No.
That one was too long. It was too long. They went them like down to like 25 levels. I'm like, the fact you're getting PS1 is too ridiculous.
I'm afraid to touch it now.
And then
last time I touched it, I was like, beep. The spirits were coming through me.
So the 1408, like, I love movies also where it's your own interpretation what happens at the end.
Yeah.
I like that. Then it reminds me of the Choose Your Own Adventure books. Like, it's kind of like, it's just open for...
There's a French horror movie. It's called Martyrs.
Okay.
If you could find...
Foreigners always do it better.
You have to find... There's an American remake. It sucks.
Yeah, don't watch
even
it.
bother.
Okay.
But it's one of them movies. It's one of them... First of all, it's like... It's the start of the movie. It hits you with a what the fuck moment.
Oh, there you go.
Right from the beginning. It's called The Martyrs.
It's just called Martyrs.
Okay,
Just Martyrs.
Okay.
And if you get the subtitled one, I would suggest that if you don't mind reading the entire thing, because the overdub language,
overdub is like
it gets very cheesy.
Yeah, I don't like overdub.
And it's supposed to be this super serious thing, and they're all talking like this.
I literally feel the same way every time I try to watch like a scary. Wait, what else was subtitled? The Squid Games.
I don't watch it.
I try and I try and I was like, I can't get past it. I can't.
But the very end, the end is very open to interpretation.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I like that.
I know we gotta wrap it up. This is like.
I know we're gonna do part 2. So part 2 we have to do serial killers, and I think that's the next one we're gonna have to do. You gotta come back so we can do serial killers.
Okay. Yeah.
I could talk about them all day too as well.
I know it makes me feel like I'm crazy. I'm like, do people think I'm crazy because I'm like watching this? Shit?
I think it's fascinating. Yeah. I don't glorify it, but it's just like
what makes you?
You can have two people walk the same abusive path, and one goes this way and one goes this way. And that's what I think is just so fascinating.
But what about the ones that aren't even abused and they're just fucking
that's
nuts.
what's even scarier. That was Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's the whole nature-nurture debate right there.
It's crazy.
That's the perfect... If you want to explain what nature-nurture debate is, talk serial killers.
Yeah. Pull them up. Let's interview one. All right. So, thank you for coming, Mr. Titty Head.
Yeah, Mr. Titty Head.
This was fun. I couldn't feel like we just kept going. This hour went really fast. So we got to do the dad jokes. Dad jokes never change. We still have to do it. Who wants to go first? I'll go first. Okay.
Does Mr. Titty Head want to go first?
Oh, yeah. You're our guest. My bad.
Okay.
Mr. Titty Head. Mr. TH.
Mr. T.
He's got the look. I mean,
I'm starting to think my ex-girlfriend was a vampire. That bitch was a real pain in the neck.
Oh my god! I was like, wait, really?
I didn't know either. I was like, wait, is this the joke or are we being serious?
I was like, damn, that was good. Like, no shit. Tell me more.
I think the last episode I heard, it was the middle of a dad joke and somebody thought it was a real story.
Oh yeah, this one. She always thinks it's real.
Sometimes I need to sorry to my blondes, but sometimes I need to add some blonde highlights in here. Alright, I'm gonna do one that Mike actually sent me.
Okay.
Why did the headless horseman decide to get a job?
Why?
He wanted to get ahead in life.
Oh my god, that is so fucking cheesy. I love it though. Where does a mummy go on vacation?
Oh, where?
The Dead Sea.
Oh my god.
In case any of you are looking forward to losing some brain cells, there you go.
He takes the cake.
This was awesome. All right, Titty Head, this was so much fun. Thank you for coming on. I can't wait to get this one out there.
You're like you're gonna be like Daenerys Targaryen, like Mr. T, Uncle Titty Head, Mr. Titty Head, all the fucking titty heads.
First, what is it? Lord Albus Titty Head, first of his name.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's it. T-shirt.
Oh my god. T-shirt number 3. We got it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.